Bowser's theme.
No.
No, this is when you go down into the pipe.
Yeah,
right?
but it's not Bowser's theme.
It's not Bowser's theme, but it's when it's in the underground.
It's in the underworld. Yeah, like it's in the underworld.
I'm nostalgic for the time the Super Mario Bros. Movie was coming out. There seemed to be genuine excitement for it from Nintendo, always making room for it in directs, delaying the release to fine-tune it. It seemed like they really wanted to get it right after the last time they tried making a movie based on one of their games. Even if there were caveats with the studio behind it and the voice cast, some of which were good picks and others were Chris Pratt. It's just Chris Pratt.
It's a Mario. That's not the voice. You'll have to wait to hear the voice.
Mushroom Kingdom, here we come!
It suffers from bad pacing, bland characters, and one half of the brothers being absent for most of the film, but it gets the spirit of the games down while mostly avoiding being a members berry point at the screen and clap thing. It functions, even if an extra 5 to 10 minutes would really improve it. So would more Mario music, but no, we gotta have Take On Me. Kids these days want to hear Take On Me. A sequel was inevitable, and for a time it was expected to be based on Super Mario World, with Yoshi being teased in a post-credit scene and the title being name-dropped in a press release. But a Nintendo Direct would later reveal the movie would be based on the one and only Super Mario Galaxy. This was a bad idea. Super Mario Galaxy is not just noted as one of the best Mario games, but one of the best games, period. Its epic scale, incredible level design, exciting gameplay, its music. It's one of the defining games of its generation and left its impact on the franchise. So when it was announced they were basing the sequel off it, there was immediately a lot more pressure to get it right. The previous film wasn't necessarily based on any of the games, but now that we're adapting one of the most iconic games in the series, one that connects with a lot of people because of its story, how will Nintendo and Illumination introduce it to a whole new generation with the respect and care it deserves? By not doing that. The Super Mario Galaxy movie is frankly embarrassing. The worst parts of the modern video game movie craze rolled into one, shoved out not as a piece of art, but as a product meant to sell other products. The series' iconography is used as window dressing to distract you from a nothing burger story and half-baked ideas. It's unacceptable to me that a movie this phoned in has made $1 billion, and you have some people online going, yeah, what did you expect? It's a Mario movie. That's true, but does that mean it has to be bad? Should we accept below the bare minimum because of the IP it's attached to? Spider-Man comics suck ass now, but that doesn't mean I accept Madam Web just because it's a Spider-Man movie. That's stupid. Why would you do that? It's not a real defense. You're talking down to people who want the series they love to get a good adaptation and treating them like they're stupid. I want the blockbusters that make $1 billion and influence other studios to be good. Is that too much to ask for? Am I stupid for wanting good movies? And I'm not saying the Mario movies need complex storylines to work. That's like saying Buster Keaton movies need complex plots. All they need is identifiable characters in entertaining scenarios. These movies are stuck in a weird middle ground where they put spectacle over plot, but also try to be traditional free act structures, and it just doesn't work. Either embrace the goofiness or give me something to chew on. You can't ride on jingling keys if there's no gas in the tank. Is there something we can learn from this movie? Can we see warning signs for the state of video game movies and movies in general? Let's look at Mario Galaxy and how Illumination killed cinema. Yep, nothing else is causing it. Don't worry about it. We open on the Comet Observatory riding through the stars under the command of Rosalina, who if you didn't know is from the 2007 Wii game, Super Mario Galaxy. She takes care of the Lumas, these cute little star guys. Wow, they're so adorable. She seems like a good mom as long as she's not in Smash Bros.
Did you wash your face? Yes.
Rosalina reads them the story of Princess Peach, from Mario of course, but the Lumas want her to talk about the plumbers instead. The plumbers being Mario and Luigi from Mario Bros. And remember the breakneck pace from the first movie where the characters rarely got to breathe and sit down before they set up the next scene? I'm happy to inform you this criticism was not taken to heart. The pacing is honestly worse here. The movie is so desperate to keep it light and breezy, they cut off a recap to the first movie. You know, the thing you do to catch up the audience. Rosalina barely gets a word in before the Lumas start begging to hear about Donkey Kong, which, like, relatable. He was one of the best parts.
My dad thinks I'm a joke, too.
Yeah, well, your dad's right!
Look, it's Rosalina's theme.
I clapped when I saw it.
The observatory is attacked by Mega Leg, and Rosalina fights it off, showing off her cosmic abilities that will get milked in the marketing. She ends up overpowered by the machine, who is controlled by Bowser Jr., who plans to conquer the galaxy and avenge his defeated father. And he's played by f***ing Betty Safdie.
Nick, it's good. We should talk about this. This is good stuff we're talking about. Excuse me.
He's alright. He actually tries to put on a voice, and I'm glad they didn't go for an obvious pick, but I cannot comprehend how this role came down to the guy who made the Smashing Machine.
I have gingivitis. It's hereditary, okay? And I got it from my great-grandfather. So I'm so sorry.
One Luma uses their neutral special against Junior, but he counters it with a grab before blasting off in a UFO, just like in... Okay, chill out. You don't need to show off, buddy. We cut to the titular bros riding through the desert on motorbikes, and a clear-cut reference to the riveting open world of Metroid Prime 4. They arrive at the Sand Kingdom to fix a piping issue caused by a mysterious creature inside the pyramids, wondering what that could be. Surely it's gotta be... Knucklotech, is that how you say it? They suit up in their cute Mario Bros. The third movie outfits and explore the caverns, which is not accurate because they don't have a million mummy guys following them around. This is nothing like the games. We're gonna watch Five Nights at Freddy's instead. He's the night cop! The creature is revealed to be Yoshi, who thankfully speaks like he does in the game, which is nice to see in a time where celebrities rob all the roles that could be given to tried and true voice actors. I wonder who played him.
Okay, it's childish, Gambino.
I like Donald Glover a lot. He created some cool stuff and no one else could play Troy Barnes. This was the dumbest celebrity casting in a while. He gets the voice down pretty well, but why would you hire him at that point and not just any other actor? That just seems like a waste of money. The only person I can imagine they were trying to satisfy was the guy who made the Yoshi's Island mashup with Bonfire 9 years ago. It's actually crazy that they called that. Yoshi explains where he came from, and we get a montage set to Notorious B.I.G.'s Hypnotized as he explores New York City, which, not gonna lie, it's pretty fun. Everyone complains about the licensed songs in the first movie, especially when they had perfectly good remixes of Mario songs they could have used, but Galaxy handles it a lot better. The song represents Yoshi exploring the real world, and it's basically the only time they use a licensed song. It's a nice way to bring the real world elements back, cause like, is anyone asking for more screen time with Mario's family? It's a cute scene, even if it doesn't have much to do with the rest of the movie. That's kind of why I like it. Mario doesn't even understand what Yoshi was saying. All that was just for a laugh. This is how these movies should function, if you're asking me. Just make it Looney Tunes. Hey look, it's Donkey Kong. That's it, no more Donkey Kong. See you in the spinoff.
Like, imagine if Diddy Kong over there was just minding his own business for decades, and bam, some other guy named Diddy got arrested for some kind of super serious crime, and the name Diddy was tainted forever, and everyone would always associate Diddy with that other guy?
I am jesting, but the movie starts out fine enough. Serviceable even. But trust me when I say things are gonna get a lot more messy. Literally, Bowser Jr. paints on the UFO's window. Clean that shit up, man. The pilot can't see. Junior takes Rosalina to Eggman Land, Planet Bowser, where he plans to extract her star power to rule the universe. Where he has this line.
She will give her life for our glory! How's that for a speech?
Even though no one commented on him giving a bad speech. In fact, Rosalina hasn't really said anything to him aside from one line.
Where are you taking us?
Normally in a movie like this, you want the characters to quip and joke with one another. Kids like seeing the different people talking to each other, and if they don't, it just feels weird. Like when Junior's introduced, Rosalina doesn't make fun of him or damage his ego in any way before he gives the speech about ending her life. Junior doesn't even look at her when he's revealed. A big robot controlled by a tiny guy is like the oldest joke in the book. It feels off, like they could only afford the actors for a weekend and had to trim the script to the bare essentials, leaving all this dead air. It makes sense given how stacked the cast is. On top of bringing back the guys from the first movie, you have people like Donald Glover and Benny Safdie coming in, a certain big name actor we're not going to talk about yet, and Miss Captain Marvel herself, Brie Larson as Rosalina, who by all accounts is a major Nintendo fan and was really excited to get the role. But good God, they give her nothing to work with. After she fights off the Koopas and Junior traps her in this paint goop, that's the last we see of her for a good while. Rosalina, One of the most important characters in Super Mario Galaxy is barely in the Mario Galaxy movie. I don't care that they avoid delving into her backstory, which is one of the best aspects of that original game, as well as something that was done without Miyamoto's knowledge, who produces the movie. Not suspicious at all. I do care that they bring her in to strike a few poses for the trailers, sell people on a Galaxy movie, and put her in the back seat for most of the runtime. It's like making a Twilight Princess movie without Midna. You can't just do that. They make her a blank-faced princess whose only purpose is to be rescued by our leads. The exact same thing they desperately avoided making Peach. The disrespect is insane. The brothers head back to the Mushroom Kingdom and deal with fostering a Yoshi. Or they immediately go to a montage of the boys preparing for Princess Peach's birthday. Try saying that 3 times fast. Princess Peach's birthday. Princess Peach's birthday. Mario's worried about Peach liking his gift, and Luigi teases him for having a crush on Anya Taylor-Joy, like everybody ever. Or because he's gay for Prince Peasley, one of the same. And then we get the only scene for the movie I got on Instagram Reels.
When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's
I sympathize with the short grinders here. They had nothing to work with. They go to Princess Peach's birthday, where they run into Toad. He's also in the movie.
who is this?
What up, Reddit?
Mario watches the fireworks like in Super Mario Galaxy. It's just like Mario Galaxy! And finds Peach on the roof in a shot that actually goes kind of hard. Like, damn, the Twitter screen caps would go crazy. The two talk about Peach not knowing her real birthday or her family, which will definitely, absolutely not matter later. And I like this little moment where she mentions she hates birthdays since it's really just the day the Toads found her. And Mario briefly looks at the GIF, wondering if he made a mistake. And he copes by lightly teasing his brother. It's a very subtle moment of writing that speaks to both characters' personalities really well. I feel like that was a mistake, or something the animator put in. I refuse to believe these goobers came up with that themselves.
Well, I guess what I want to say is that we're fans. This movie is for us because we are fans.
Ah, the New York store. Grade A name choice. So easy to find online. They're interrupted by an array of shooting stars like in... you know what. It's a very beautiful moment. It captures the same wonder and beauty of the game, and the score especially kills it here. But they miss an important detail, how it's followed by Bowser lifting Peach's castle up to space, setting the game's tone and its grander story. They don't do that. Like in the game, you had ships firing on the kingdom, Toads were turning to crystals, there was fire everywhere, you had Bowser's incredibly menacing theme blasting in the background, and Kamek blows up Mario, shit was crazy. But here, Aluma crash lands in the forest asking for help, which, no offense, all that traveling took a lot out of them. But that's a lot less cool. The Luma asked Peach to help find Rosalina, who told them to find her specifically if there was any trouble, all while Rosalina's theme plays in the background, which is an interesting choice. I wonder if it has any meaning. The head Toads tell her not to leave, and Mario supports women's rights and supports her own choice, which the other Toads disagree with.
I disagree, Mario.
Toadsworth would never do that. Rip the goat. Peach and Toad set out to find the princess while Mario and Luigi are left in charge of the kingdom. Peach writing a letter like in Dear Evan Hansen.
Sincerely. Ooh la la, that's a good sign. Sincerely.
Initially, I was confused why Peach was on the adventure before Mario was, but if there's any amount of character arcs in the film, I guess it's Mario trying to be the noblest and goodest of guys to impress Peach, pushing himself to his limits to care for the kingdom, and causing a rift with Luigi when he inevitably staggers behind. There's something you can do there. Explore themes of hero work never really stopping, and how it's important to take care of yourself as much as you care for others. Well, they don't really do that. They have this montage of Mario and Luigi helping around the area, but you only get the feeling they're getting more burned out from the workload. It's a bunch of visually cool moments that show how awesome the brothers and Yoshi are that don't have much to do with anything. Like, these abilities from the game are beautifully translated to the big screen. Is there a story to go with it? Nah! Later on, they speak with Bowser, still trapped in his mini prison and seemingly reformed despite his very angry manner of pain. Shout out Bowser for being anti-AI. I think I speak for most people when I say Jack Black was the secret sauce of the first movie. He brought a lot of energy to Bowser without relying on his usual bag of tricks of going yippa-bowie or some shit. He had misguided views of love and masculinity. He thought the best way to win Peach's heart was to be a cruel, benevolent king.
You really thought I'd marry you?
Kinda.
There's several ways you can go from being rehabilitated, but a lot of his previous character is just gone. He doesn't interact with Peach that much, and a lot of his traits were neutered, probably on the belief Jack Black would make it work, but it feels half-baked. Most of the bits coming out of Jack Black doing his usual thing. Nice Guy Bowser was right there, and these cowards didn't take it.
We're doing a weekly book club together.
I bring the soup.
Oh, I know what you do in that book club, you beautiful couple. Bowser Jr. arrives to attack the kingdom, just like in the game, after the festival, after Peach leaves, in the middle of the day, so most of the juice is just kind of gone. The game evacuates the castle as it floats up into space, and this is where the action scenes really begin to cook. These directors really know how to make a visually dynamic set piece. Letting the camera move around the area without cutting, using the environment and props in fun ways, and showing off the characters' personalities through the action. Mario uses objects around him to attack and even goes on a ledge to avoid getting stabbed. Luigi wouldn't do that. He opens drawers and uses the same items to defend himself. If only the scene had a plot to it, this would be really good. Junior wants to free his dad, but Bowser doesn't really play a part in the scene. He gets one shot where he hides under his covers like a little bitch. Maybe Junior tries to snatch his dad from his castle and the game has to stop him, and we see like mini Bowser running around as everyone's trying to catch him, but it's just action for the sake of action. Like Kamek pulls up in the Mega Leg in a pretty cool shot, only to get immediately nerfed by Yoshi, only to get attacked by Junior, where he hits a button on his way out, leading to a big explosion and the castle falling over. I sound like I'm reading the cliff notes, but this is exactly how it happens. There's no meat between these moments, they just are. But look at the animation. That's all the sauce we need. Who needs a script when you have aura? Also, Benny Safdie's line read here sucks dick. He sounds like he's calling them for the Nintendo Switch password. The castle lands on Beehive Galaxy and we get an extended wonder as the boys try to avoid getting crushed, which should honestly be a bigger deal than it is. Like, this is Princess Peach's castle, the thing Mario was entrusted to protect. He should feel devastated over failing the one job he had, but we immediately go into mini Bowser shenanigans and he doesn't really care.
You can't catch the wind.
Mario and Bowser have a little fight where Bowser eats Mario's ass like in Kung Fu Panda 4. I think Jack Black wants to get his ass ate.
Mario, I was a terrible father.
There's a moment I really like where Mario points out Junior was willing to kill him to see his dad, and how he could use Bowser's guidance now that he's been redeemed. It's a decent way to bring Bowser into the narrative without it feeling forced. Why isn't Luigi saying this? Luigi gets along with Bowser in more ways than one, and would probably think it's a good idea to have him speak with his son. Whereas Mario would be like, no way, Jose, I'm blah blah blah. What? Why isn't Luigi the one convincing Mario to let Bowser tag along and reunite with his son? I'll tell you why. Nintendo is homophobic. Peach and Toad arrive at the Gateway Galaxy, which is nothing like the actual Gateway Galaxy, and it's just a space airport, which is like, fair. That name makes sense for it. Toad finds a poster of Rosalina despite his view definitely being blocked by these guys, and Peach recognizes the fellow princess, a flashback revealing she knew her as a kid, right before arriving at the Mushroom Kingdom. So they reveal the twist before the twist is revealed. Like, they don't spell it out exactly, but given Peach was talking about family earlier, it leaves very little up to the imagination as to why these two knew each other before. A monkey steals Toad's backpack and they chase after it before the monkey pulls the Sonic Boom special and clicks through the wall.
Monkey jump through the wall!
The monkey!
They walk into Coruscant, I guess?
We'll have to try something more subtle this time, Sam. My client is getting impatient.
I feel like we're stretching what we can consider Mario Galaxy stages. I feel like we're gonna run into Cal Kestis in any minute.
I thought I smelled something burning.
Focus M.
Bowser tries rage baiting Mario to make him big again, but Mario doesn't fall for his weak insult and stands by his choice to... God, Mario's a fucking bitch.
Mario should not be considered a hero.
I thought Bowser was gonna dig into Mario's insecurity about not being enough for Peach here, maybe using things he learned from his therapy and using them against Mario. That'd be kind of funny, but he only gives surface level insults and is incredibly thankful for Mario. He kisses him on the lips. You could probably cut this scene and not much would change dramatically, other than Bowser's physical appearance and the fact he likes being stepped on. Look at him. He's so happy. Peach and Toad end up at Casino Park from Sonic Heroes, where the monkey works for the antagonist from Super Mario Bros. 2, which was actually based on an obscure Japanese title named Doki Doki Panic, and not a lot of people know about that. We got Wart, played by Journey 2 and IMDb's own Luis Guzman, Birdo, Mauser. Remember Mauser? Peach asks about Rosalina's whereabouts where Wart threatens her with the crab from Gameoverse.
Oh yeah, I'm Crab Girl. You listen to me, you slime ball.
Whoa, Peach, you can't just call him that. A fight scene starts and it honestly goes harder than it has any right to. Princess Peach is on some Maki Zenin shit with the umbrella. Wart sends those ninja dudes and she fights them off on this giant roulette wheel. Put her and Daredevil in a hallway. The victor might surprise you. Let me tell you something, Red. Let me tell you something. The princess is in another castle. Wart goes to fight off Peach himself, but she uses the turnip to take him down, which, like, okay, I like that reference. That's cute. Mario and the gang meet up with the Honey Queen to get to the Gateway Galaxy, and she chooses to arrest him for damaging her flowers, when Bowser chooses to sacrifice himself for the release of the brothers, who he now considers his friends. Mario sees Bowser has in fact changed and returns his friendship. This all happens in less than 2 minutes. It's like 40 to 50 seconds of screen time where there should be a lot more to it. You can't just have Mario go, wow, you really have changed, after Bowser has done nothing but be a thorn on his side. You gotta have something that makes Mario actively reconsider how he views the Koopa, not just one selfless choice that had no buildup. Imagine Honey Queen sends Mario and a still small Bowser on a side quest in return for getting them off the planet, where Mario and Bowser actually learn to get along in some capacity. Maybe Yoshi comes along and Bowser helps Mario care for the dinosaur by telling him what he shouldn't do, speaking from his own experiences as a dad. And maybe when Honey Queen realizes they're the ones who ruined the flower field with the giant castle and goes to jail them, Mario makes Bowser big out of desperation, only to be surprised when Bowser gives himself up so they can escape. It'd be a lot more interesting than the characters walking into a room and saying they're buddies now. That's boring as shit. It's really weird because Miyamoto himself has said the critics' points with the first film were valid, yet in no capacity do I see them learning from their mistakes. He did an interview saying how crossing over from a different medium was a big challenge and how they worked hard to adapt the spirit of the games for the big screen. And while I believe him, therein lies the problem in adapting this series. Mario games by design have very basic stories. You traverse these vastly different worlds with the goal of rescuing someone. The gameplay is the story. Movies are not that. They are much more rigorous in story and structure. They can be simplistic, but you can't have nothing. Kiki's Delivery Service has a very basic story, but it's what Miyazaki filled that idea with that makes it so interesting. Lovable characters, great animation, touching themes about growing up and experiencing burnout on the things you love. If the movie was just 90 minutes of things happening, it would be bad. The Mario movies want to keep the simplistic nature of the games, but adapting that into film isn't easy. You lose something if you deliberately try to ignore things like character arcs and themes and plot. The brothers head to space while Bowser is mining diamonds to build Minecraft. Where he's found by Junior, who steals him away before he can do a Peach's reprisal, which may have the funniest music video of all time, but I'm good on not having. I'm good, bro.
You really grew up when I wasn't paying attention.
We get a flashback of Bowser telling Junior a bedtime story that inspired their evil plans. Basically, they'll power the planet's laser cannon with Rosalina's life force and destroy any planet that disobeys them. It reminds me of another space movie, The Force Awakens. The scene's told through these very well animated hand puppets and oh my god.
So guys, what do you want to do today?
Peach and Toad search for a pilot with help from the subspace emissary guy, which basically turns into that one joke from Zootopia, but less funny. Like in Zootopia, the scene drags itself down to a crawl and Nick deliberately slows things down to piss off Judy, who's trying to get information important to the plot. The film doesn't have the patience to make this joke work, and there should be more things that get in the way of the very simple answer of go to this location on a map you can see with your eyeballs. Just look at the fucking map, dude.
Oh, Rob, you're killing me.
I'm sorry. I do not wish to kill you.
They head for the flight deck, where we get the appearance of a surprise character not usually associated with the Mario games. I am, of course, talking about the Pikmin. It's great to see him here. Oh, and Fox McCloud's here too. Wow, Star Fox! What a great surprise kept hidden from the marketing. I have short-term memory loss. Despite the lunacy of giving the furry more screen time than Rosalina, giving Fox a Marvel-style cameo is fun as hell. If you need a pilot for your space movie, you might as well get the second coolest pilot under your belt. They're never putting Captain Falcon in these. And Glenn Powell is having a ball playing Fox. He has so much more charisma and energy than Chris Pratt sleepwalking through a performance.
Over my dead body.
Where's the troubled pipes? Everyone calm down. Get back back here.
Man, I spent hours of my life stomping Koopas.
He sounds like he actually wants to be there, and who knows, maybe down the line we'll get a pretty dope Star Fox movie starring him. I don't know why Fox is in this movie. Riddle me this. Why is this a Mario Galaxy movie? A lot of elements from the game are ignored or changed. You could easily make this a mix of world and sunshine and not much would change. Bowser Jr. and Yoshi are enough to carry a sequel. I don't think you need Rosalina and all that other stuff to make it work. But after some thinking, I think I pieced it together. The focal point that inspired the filmmakers to tell this story. Mario Galaxy, at the end of the day, is about family. It's about a princess finding who she once belonged with, a father reconnecting with his son, two brothers fostering a lost animal as they search for the literal mother of the stars. Family is a consistent theme throughout the story, but the movie is so afraid to not be light and breezy entertainment that it ignores any potential exploration of those ideas. I argue Fox has a great entry point into those themes. A pilot far away from home, burdened by the legacy of a man he never got to know. In a movie where parenthood ties into not just our primary heroes but our villain, he could contrast how Bowser Jr. turned out by being the uber cool space pilot his dad was, and also showing the other characters how important family is, how seeing his team again is what pushes Fox to do the right thing. But as it is, it feels like he's just here to market a new Star Fox game, which that's fine. You can argue they did a similar thing with Donkey Kong in the first film, and Bonanza ended up really good. It must be something crazy to justify having him in the movie.
But that's the same f***ing game!
Luigi tells Mario to ask Peach on a date and if there's any royal friends for him, foreshadowing the Prince Peasley post-credit scene. Hell yeah! They find Peach and Toad at a deck where they imply there might be a love triangle between Mario, Peach, and Fox McCloud. But no, they're automatically tight with each other. It's pretty sweet.
Nice ride.
Nice stash.
This will make their fight scene in the Smash Brothers movie so emotional. They blast off to space with Bowser and Jr. hot on their tails. And here's a scene with really good potential. Bowser wanting to bond through his villain antics but not wanting to kill Mario, using less dangerous weapons to inconvenience them, leading to Mario and Luigi turning into babies like Yoshi's Island, I think it is. That's the one where the fat guy blows up or whatever. Is a fun way to show father-son bonding in a way only Bowser could do. But instead, Bowser goes, "Please don't kill them," and Jr. just kind of goes with it, using the baby weapon himself. I feel like Bowser should have been the one to do that, going back to his evil ways and ultimately enjoying the time spent with his son, instead of just kicking rocks in the background. But they put in the same critical thinking skills as their audience. Babies. Fox and the gang crash land on... insert planet here, I don't know where they are. And Yoshi and Toad are left in charge of the babies, which leads to something the movie lacks a lot of. A scene. You know, a goal is presented in finding the baby weapon. This sleeping dinosaur is an obstacle in their way. Stakes are raised as the babies mess around with it and go in its mouth and shit. It has a beginning, middle, and end. It's like a real movie. Normally I hate baby stuff in movies. I think babies are incredibly unfunny. Their material is weak as shit, I gotta be honest. But when most of the movie is just things happening with no rhyme or reason beyond jingling keys, seeing an actual scene play out is like finding an oasis in the desert. Luigi himself puts it best. I kinda like them being babies. But all good things come to an end. The cast is stranded on the planet and Mario and Peach literally kick rocks.
We're galaxies away from Rosalina. We can't fix the ship, and somehow we keep adding dinosaurs!
Not gonna lie, the movie is kind of front-loaded with most of its issues. There's a long stretch of the movie I didn't write any notes for. I just began writing a better version of the movie in my head. And not to brag, I was kind of cooking with some of this. Like after the casino fight, Wart recommends 2 pilots to help Peach to the space junk galaxy, who end up being Wario and Waluigi. And Mario barely misses her flying off with them American Tail style, leading them to work with Fox to find her. And after the whole turn into babies thing, Mario gets mad at Luigi for making him trust Bowser, which Fox has to help patch up. Recalling how his own teammates would put aside their petty squabbles, not just for the sake of the world, but because they loved each other. Which would not only contrast with Jr. telling his dad this.
Those friends of yours tried to ruin you, turn you into something you're not. You know who won't hurt you? Your family. Family is forever.
But also go along with how the Lumas saved the brothers because of the stories Rosalina would tell them, showing that the real Super Mario Galaxy was the found family we made along the way. Move out the way, Kane Parsons. There's a new talent in town. The Lumas find the gang, and Peach discovers the truth about her family. that she and Rosalina were sisters.
What? Who could have seen that coming?
I do like the addition. It adds to the themes of family and makes a unique change from the games, but it also barely adds context to the brief flashes we got earlier. They have magic grass growing powers that evil forces wanted for themselves. That's their name according to the Mario Wiki, so I guess that's true. And Rosalina sent Peach through the warp pipe, even though she probably could have gone as well. Peach was never found in the many years between this, despite the fact she's a goddamn princess. No one was looking at the Mushroom Kingdom. They don't matter in the grand scheme of things. Oh yeah, Rosalina was here. Side note, but I saw that someone online did the math, and apparently the amount of words Rosalina says throughout the entire movie is the same amount of words Fox gets in his opening monologue. That's kind of crazy, especially when you consider Brie Larson and Glenn Powell were probably paid a somewhat equal amount. How could they treat Abed's love interest like this? Wait, I just realized something. 3 of the new cast members were all in Community, and so is Jack Black. I think they know something we don't.
And remember when Flavor Flav had that reality show?
I don't own a TV.
Loser, baby, a loser, goddamn baby.
Mario and the game make their way to Bowser Land, with Fox indoctrinating children into the space military.
Do a barrel roll!
He said the thing! Kill all Koopa, Star Fox! Mario and Peach sneak through the carnival and things happen. A lot of the climax is weirdly dialogue-less, which on the one hand, cool. They don't force out C-tier Uncharted jokes when it isn't needed.
Well. It's cute.
What?
Because it's a well.
But also, most of the movie has already had this issue, and there's not much for me to talk about when most of the clips look like this.
The blocks were not made of bricks.
They weren't made of bricks?
They were made of people.
What?
At least they got Kamek with the philosophy to hold us over.
Oh, the days are long, but the years are short.
Yeah! Cody, that's like right in my fucking ear.
Junior puts Mario and Peach in the worst trap he can think of. A Mario Maker stage, which makes for a fun set piece that captures how unfair a lot of those stages can be.
I should have fucking known it.
They're moving in sync and dodging all the spikes and flames before they hop in a pit of lava and set bombs off to fly up, where we get this insane hero shot. The Furious has some of the greatest action scenes of the year, and they got nothing on a fat Italian man. Gabagool. Bowser goes to fight them himself, and Mario says there's still some good in him. This doesn't work.
Shrink me to a nubbin and put me in a jar?
They do these slow-mo, RTX on, focus M ass shots as they hop over the bridge and burn his ass in lava, just like in Mario. But Bowser comes back as Dry Bowser, calling himself the Lord of Bones. Fucking Skeletor wannabe. Mario tells Peach to find Rosalina so he can hold them off, because Italians can just do that. Peach goes through that one scene in Lego Batman movie where Robin's jumping across the spinning circles and shit.
I've got the projector, Dad.
Booyah. Now, do everything we just did. Backwards.
Oh. Mario does the Mario Galaxy spin without a Luma. This movie sucks dick. How did he do that? Before Luigi shows up with power-ups they found earlier. Luigi's Day Out. I got nothing here.
You want to go hang out at Cody's house?
Thanks to the power of Yoshi inflation, Luigi, who doesn't have much to say to Bowser despite his betrayal and breaking his heart, uses Junior's paintbrush to summon Mr. Game & Watch, which, okay, is pretty funny. Hit him with the 9! Junior uses his dad's shell to split him in half, goddamn, and summons the hot dragon from Super Mario Odyssey. What? Who said that? This is a crazy final boss. How are they gonna get out of this one? I know. Junior's paintings are gonna turn on him for no reason, he'll get eaten by the dragon, and Mario will save him with the red star power-up, which, much like in the game, is barely utilized. I love it when things happen with no reason or build-up.
Think fast, Chuckle Nuts!
Peach tries to free Rosalina before the cannon can fire at something we didn't really establish. And she flashes back to a scene we saw 20 minutes ago. That's how you know we have a grade A story here.
I need you to try.
Damn, Peach, she's trying her best. She's getting evaporated. They hold hands, they do the thing from Moana, and the galaxy is saved.
Come meet my sister.
I love a family reunion!
Those fucking dorks, it should have been me! They all plan to go home, but realize the castle is missing, leading Charlie Day to slam dunk his lines as per usual.
The castle, it died.
What are you talking about?
But the movie's as desperate to finish up as the parents are to leave, so they rebuild it like it's nothing for the power of a 16-bit montage. Mario gets the cake power-up and a kiss on the cheek. Ooh! And the movie wraps up.
Where the fuck was Luigi?
There's a post-credit scene of Fox going home for his movie that'll definitely, absolutely, totally happen. When they announce Wagner Moura as Starwolf, just know I called it first. Before a second scene reveals the arrival of the well-beloved, one and only Princess Daisy. Holy shit, they're gonna do it! The Mario Galaxy movie has not killed cinema like I exaggerated earlier. It is merely a byproduct of modern-day cinema, where any attempt of making a large-scale blockbuster has to be filtered through pre-existing IP and executives desperately misunderstanding what people want out of movies. Remember that interview with Miyamoto I cited earlier? Here's a quote from that. Here we are, having crossed over from a different field, working hard with a specific aim of helping to revitalize the film industry. Yet the very people who ought to be championing that cause seem to be the ones taking a passive stance. Now, Miyamoto is a pioneer of gaming behind some of the most beloved franchises of all time. He is out of touch with the movie's problems. People don't hate the Mario movies because they don't appreciate the work you put into it. They hate them because they hardly constitute as movies. You can't ignore basic fundamentals of storytelling like you do with the games. That better services a medium where the engagement comes from playing the game. If we're not hooked by the characters and world, it's because nothing interesting is happening. And in your context, you're deliberately avoiding it. They barrage you with beautiful locations and flashy action scenes with nothing to them. Many scenes lack an actual point and are only there to fill time and have the veneer of a real movie. The haters aren't the problem. It's you not understanding their problem. It has nothing going for it other than beautiful animation, which isn't even a compliment at this point. They're all beautifully animated. So what? I should not be complaining about Mario being out of character or inconsistent or underdeveloped or whatever terms we use to criticize movies. It should just be a Mario movie. Like, yeah, that's what it is. What did I expect from it? Show us cool Mario stuff without dropping the ball on a story you don't care about. But they had to fumble it with a piss poor story, lackluster characters, and a complete misunderstanding over everything people liked about the game they specifically chose to adapt. I'm happy this made so much money. Because at this point, do we really deserve anything better? We are one step closer to getting Jack Black in a Safdie Brothers movie. There's nothing on this earth I want more.